Hi everybody, back now and I'm ready to go. I'm here to do a video for you on chapter 2 vocabulary. And basically this was the vocabulary, if you guys remember. If you didn't have the books, we were looking at two different screens, so I was reading the vocabulary for you and you guys were looking at, it turned out you were looking at a different screen, and so I didn't have the opportunity to read it while you were looking at it, especially if you didn't have your textbook. So that's what I'm going to do now, and I'm also going to point out some of the ways you can use to help you remember. But since this video is being uploaded now, as I told you earlier, I had a few technical difficulties. So since the video is being uploaded now, what I'm going to do is offer you the option to take your chapter 2 quiz either by Thursday at midnight, which would be tomorrow night at midnight, and then I could grade it for you by the class time. Or if you'd like to spend more time watching the video, you could take it by Sunday night at midnight if you'd like to use this video for review, and then I'll grade it for you by Monday. Okay, so it's up to you what you'd like to do. If you feel like you've made all your flashcards, you spent all your time studying, then you can go ahead and take it. I will upload the quiz tomorrow at the latest, obviously. But if you would like more time, as I said, then you can feel free to have that. You will not, you will not obviously have it graded by the class time, but you will still be able to have extra time. So we're going to go to the first word, quoque. I'm going to say the word and I'm going to have you repeat it after me. So let's say I'm going to say the word quoque, and you repeat it. Quoque. Also. Okay. Next word, sunt. Repeat after me. Sunt. They are. Sunt. They are. Notice the ending there, the NT ending. That ending tells you it means they. We had another word, est, which would be the singular of this, meaning is, and this word is are. Okay, so now we know how to say is, and we also know how to say are. So repeat after me, sunt. They are. Okay. Next one. Repeat after me. Amici. Friends. Amici. Friends. Okay, so we're saying me, kai. Amici. Friends. Okay, now this one is a little bit of a weird word. Hodie. Repeat after me. Ho-di-e. Hodie. And it means today. Hodie. Today. Hodie. Today. Think of it, A and A. Might help you remember. Okay, now this word, said. Repeat after me. Said. But. Said. But. Notice said has 3 letters and but has 3 letters. So that's one way to help yourself remember. Okay, now this one, in agris. Repeat after me. in agris. That means in the fields. Now, if you notice the word agriculture, cult means to cultivate, to grow, and agri comes from agris. So agriculture, if you're growing things, you're growing it, guess where? In a field. Okay? So in agris, in the fields. Now I'm just going to skip over here for a second because they lined it right up. In agris means in the fields, and ex agris means from or out of the fields. So we're going to say in agris, in the fields, ex agris, from or out of the fields. So everybody say ex agris. Repeat after me. Ex agris. From or out of the fields. Ex agris. From or out of the fields. Now notice this little X here. X. Well, you might realize it means out of. The reason that is because you see this sign all the time. Exit. And what that actually is a Latin word. It means go. Ex means out. So exit actually means she or he goes out. And it's telling you, go out. Right? So ex agris is out of the fields. All right? I think I'm going to leave this little arrow here just so you guys can see it's the same line there. Now this one, ambulant. 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 Repeat after me. Ambulant. They walk, are walking, do walk. Ambulant. They walk, are walking, do walk. Now, if you've ever been to an ambulance entrance of a hospital, you see the word ambula. You might notice it also is called a walk-in entrance. When I was growing up, I was really accident prone, so I used to go to the ambulance section of the hospital a lot. And I would notice that if you happen to be the same way, you might have noticed it as well. Or if you drive past the hospital next time, look for the sign ambulance. And it's also where they take walk-ins, right? People that just have to walk in because they're hurt and they can't wait. They're not there for an appointment. Okay, so ambulant means they walk. So an ambulance seems kind of funny because we think of an ambulance as something that goes really fast, but an ambulance entrance is for walk-ins. Okay, now this one, brevi tempore, brevi. The V in Latin sounds like a W. Okay, and we talked about that a little bit. So brevi tempore means in a short time. Technically, it just means short time. In a short time. And another way of expressing that in English is the word soon. So brevi tempore, soon, or in a short time. Okay, if something is temporary, if it's temporary, temporary, look at that, tempor. Something is temporary, it's happening only for a short time. So that's another way to help you remember. Okay? Now, this one, de fessa. De fessa. It means tired. De fessa. Okay? So everybody, ooh, that's a really big eraser. Okay, we'll do a smaller one. De fessa. So everybody repeat after me. De fessa. Tired. Defesa, tired. Okay, now this is pretty cool. We already learned the word yam. Think about what that means. Yam means now. That's another one with the same amount of letters in English as in Latin, so that's kind of helpful. Yam, now. So if you are not doing something now, technically non means not. And again, we just said yam means now. So if you're not doing it now, then you're doing it no longer. No longer. So non yam. Repeat after me. Non yam. No longer. Okay, non yam. No longer. Strenua. We talked about this. We said something that is strenuous. Sometimes we talk about very strenuous exercise. It requires a lot of energy. So it's something that you have to do actively or energetically. Okay? So if strenua itself means active or energetic, strenua. Currit. Notice that ends in a T, so it's he or she. Currit. He or she runs, is running, does run. Okay, so repeat after me. Currit. He or she runs, is running, does run. Currit. He or she runs, is running, does run. Okay. This one. Tandem. It means at last. Tandem. At last. I'm going to erase this ex agris, in agris thing. I think we've seen this for enough time. Okay. And this one, we should be able to see. Velam rusticum. It just looks exactly like Vela rustica. But it has a little bit of a different ending there. And they both end in M, if you notice. And we'll deal with that later, but we can see that it's the same word. Whoops, just threw my pen by accident. Vela rustica. So it still means country house and farm, right? But here, ad means to or towards. So to or towards the country house and farm. Okay, so ad velam rusticum. To or towards the country house and farm. So repeat after me. Ad velam rusticum. To or toward the country house and farm. Ad velam rusticum. To or toward the country house and farm. Okay, and the last word is, lente. Lente. Repeat after me. Lente. Lente. Okay. Slowly. Lente. Slowly. Okay. So, basically, for this week, we have these words here. And what I'd like you to do before you take the quiz is make sure that you've studied your flashcards, right? But be sure that you've studied your flashcards from Latin to English. So that's obvious that you're going to do that. You're going to study, okay, currit means he or she runs. But the question is, do you know that she or he runs means currit, is currit in Latin? Or do you know that from or out of the fields is ex agris in Latin? Because if you don't, then you don't know it backwards and forwards. And we want to know our material backwards and forwards. So we want to be able to know that currit means he or she runs. But we also want to know that she or he runs is the word currit in Latin. Okay? So that's what I mean by studying the words from English to Latin as well as from Latin to English. All right, so we basically need flashcards. We need to study them a lot. And I don't want you to be frustrated by this. I want you to study them a lot of times, but not all at once. Okay? So when you wake up in the morning, you're eating breakfast. Let's say you're at breakfast, right? And usually you read the back of the cereal box, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you I don't know, whatever you might do at breakfast. Instead, let's study your flashcards. All right? Let's say you study your flashcards for 10 minutes at breakfast. Okay? If your parents say that's okay. If not, you could do it right after breakfast. If you're not supposed to do that at the table, that's fine. Right after breakfast. All right? If you study that for 10 minutes, well, then that's once in the day. Okay? Then let's say you are doing some math and you say, okay, well, I finished my math homework and now I'm just going to study my Latin flashcards for 15 minutes. Well, now you've studied for 25 minutes, right? And then you say, well, we're going for a ride in the car. And we have to go get some groceries. Or, we have to go to, get, to the hardware store. Whatever. Now I'll just take my flashcards with me. And I will study in the car on the way to the grocery store. For, let's say, it takes you 15 minutes. Okay, well now we're at 40 minutes. Okay, so if you think about all that, let's say you find 20 more minutes in the day, maybe you have an activity you do. Let's say, for instance, my kids do karate, and let's say they're waiting for their brother's karate class or their sister's karate class. Well, they might wait, 20 minutes. So now you have 1 hour that you studied in a day. And that was all this time that you found to study, right? So you don't want to study them all at once. You don't have to study them all at once. Okay? You just have to study them throughout the day. And it's actually better to learn language by studying them throughout the day. Okay? So it's actually better to study in smaller chunks. Okay? So that's just a little information about studying vocabulary. All right, so I think this video is plenty long for right now, and we're going to see each other on Friday at the normal time, and I think we left off right about here in our story, and we'll finish the rest of it, and we'll go on to more things. But I just want you to know that, I'm going to post the vocabulary quiz, and you can go ahead and take it. You can either take it by Thursday, which is tomorrow, at midnight, or you can have until Sunday at midnight. Okay, and I'll remind you that in class as well. All right, so if you feel ready, you can go ahead and take it. If you'd like more time,